Third quarter, Symes again, as he did in the first half, gets the tap down only as far as Oakley for Thomson, and quickly it's to Mackay, and Mackay off a step towards full forward. Jackson McLeod now playing at full forward, out muscled on that occasion, but good work there done by Clark. Unfortunately not good enough, and the ball kicked off the ground and out of danger to Popescu. He goes to Sean Lewis now, just backward of centre wing. And here they go, out to Brad Martin. He's on his own, and they just have players able to find space. Fletcher runs hard, runs to space, and that's on it with a kick to position. So Belpo still have got to centre wing, they've still got possession, and they're still running to space. Fletcher, however, has to go long over the centre. Big pack of players there, comes to ground. In the front of the pack there, Belpo still, they've done well, they pick it up. Another nice handball to Holzfein. He's in space. He hooks it around the body. Great work to Whitney. Whitney goes to full forward and in front and diving forward. Had first touched and then dived forward to complete the mark. And it's Joel Page, of course. And he hasn't been the worst player, Grubby, today, Joel Page.
He's been a good player. He's been a very good player. But I'll tell you what, the vision shown by Holzfein then was absolutely beautiful.
So they certainly know where to go, the Belpo Still boys, and they're playing very well together at the moment. And at a minute and a half in the second half, they've got the first opportunity to score. Joel Page, already two to his credit. The man on the mark's only 35 metres out, 45-degree angle. Page comes in very deliberately. The umpire goes across. I think he has kicked a goal. And that's goal number 3 for Joel.
On around, isn't he, Holzfein?
I don't think there's possible about it. He is definitely.
So ball back in the middle, up, even contest that time, comes off hands to Thomson, to the advantage of Thomson. They're trying to get a run forward here, comes off hands. Long kick forward looking for Jackson McLeod. He can't get the ball. Picked up there though, but I think that might have been Menzies. Then it comes off to Mackay. Mackay, he can't get the ball away. Out to White. Out wide now. Russell Grigg will take it. He looks for a way to attack in forward. Comes off hand. Sanderson muscled off the ball by Martin. Used his body beautifully there at the half back flank position. Again, holds onto the ball. Looks for that option to open up. And there's that man, Holzfein. He has the ball just backward of centre of the ground now, looking for attack, and options are brought out onto the far side of the ground. Comes in there to the hands, is that Tobin that has come into the hands thereof. Chipped in, looking back to Holzfein, not the greatest kick. Contest forms, comes off hands. White can't get the ball, but then it comes back to him. He gets a kick now, goes out wide. Martin leading in the race for the ball. Picked up there though by Jacob Clark for Thomson. Over the top, he tries to get round one, tagged heavily. Comes off, Sanderson picks the ball up. He gets a heavy tackle. Ball players fall over the ball. The umpire's probably not going to have a lot of choice here, but to take the ball. So it's about 35, 40 metres out from the Thomson goal.
In the last minute, while Andrew's been calling, Grubby, I would imagine 7 handballs from Thomson all missed their mark.
Yeah, the pressure's just too great for him.
So Holzfein has picked the ball up from the resulting ball up, and he goes out along the wing, and it will be taken out of bounds there on the outer side of the ground by Nick Martineau for Belpost Hill. So centre of the ground, outer side of the ground. 4 1/4 minutes gone here in the third quarter. The umpire makes a way around to take the ball. Bit of encouragement from the central umpire to the boundary, which is good. And she will throw the ball back in. Offhand, Symes. Probably Grigg got the best of that one. He gets a handball. And again, as you just said, ball comes off hand. Douglas, though, he kicks the ball off the ground. Picked up there by, who was that? I think that might have been Jacob Clark. He's gone in centre.
Beautiful
looking
kick.
for a kick. It's gone across the face, has it? No, the umpire's walking back to the middle. I think that was Jacob Clark.
Ruck went at it again. Grigg, at least a 50-50, gets a handball back and kicks it towards half forward. And they're back in attack. Thomson is, again, ball is over the top to White, and White goes goalwards, and that's 2 in 30 seconds for the Thomson side as Jared White kicks his first for the game, and that's the 5th for Thomson. 5-2-32. They trail Belpo have been absolutely crucial today, and so far Belpo still have killed them.
Yeah, but Grigg's just got on top a little bit in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, well, 50-50 on that occasion now.
Play. You can't do that.
And umpires pointing both ways. I got no idea who's got the free kick.
It's got to go against number 3 from Belpost Hill. He went in and dug the knees into him, and this umpire saw it.
So free kick has gone to Belpost Hill, goes towards centre wing Symes, beaten on that occasion by Greg, goes towards the half-forward flank. Now we've got a foot race on as the player does well, and that's Clark again. He's come into it in this first couple of minutes. Well, called play on, goes to McLeod, to Menzies. I reckon Menzies went before he had it. Now he's grabbed over the head, and that's got to be deliberate out of bounds, surely.
Throw it in.
Umpire.
Throw it in.
Oh.
Menzies didn't have the ball.
No, didn't have the ball, got his head ripped off. And,
well, it wouldn't have mattered if he did have the ball. He got his head ripped off. You're right.
That it was deliberately out of bounds. There's no doubt where that was going. But we've got a throw in. Now there's a whistle on play. And maybe that's the square up. I'm not too sure.
Well,
but
yeah,
I didn't see that there.
Well, I'll tell you what, whether it was free kick was probably caused by a bad throw-in.
Yeah. Dean Oakley gets it towards the half-forward player in...
yeah, he's dragged that in.
Well, Sanderson was sort of dragged over the top of it.
And
the umpire has chosen to put the ball in the air 35 metres directly in front of the Thomson goal, and this time it's Belpost who'll get the clearance. Now we've got, gee whiz, he's not moving too well. Stephen McLeod does get the footy, gets a handball over the top to Douglas. Douglas, handball, then gets the 1-2, comes back. Now he's forced onto his left foot. That's not a great kick, however, and mark taken by, I think that's one of the Whitneys back there. Deep in the back pocket, decides to kick it long. Gee, that's high, up and under. Popovsky had his name written over it, kept his eye. In fact, it's Whitney. It's Whitney to Whitney. Now it's gone out to Addy, and Addy takes the mark on centre wing, and he chips it further, and this is what they do best, the Belpost Hill side. It's Fantella now. He chips it. That's not such a good kick, and put his teammate under real pressure. Now O'Neill, their first thought is backwards with a handball, Thomson, and I don't know that's getting them out of too much trouble. In fact, it's got to be real trouble here because Holzfein almost caused a turnover. Bowles didn't know where to go. They're going round in circles. Finally, it is Scott. Goes long to the centre of the ground, but great positive mark there by Martin. You put his hands up, stood his ground, now just chips it forward to Tar, who's on his own. And it is all too easy for Belpost Hill at the moment. They are answering the challenges. Even though Thomson have kicked 2 quick goals, Belpost Hill seem to having control. In fact, that's not Tar.
It's Basely.
It is Basely. It's an half forward.
What's the score on that scoreboard?
Good question.
0-0. They've turned it around the wrong way.
Perhaps they put the score up already. As Basely now, the long kick is offline in going for distance. He didn't get the accuracy. 1 goal, 3 off his boot. But he is 10-6-66 Belpost Hill, 5-2-32 Thomson. The Grandy Cyclone Sports third quarter scoreboard, 10.5 minutes gone.
Short chip kick by Thomson, comes back into Grigg. Grigg at the true centre half back position now, kicks the ball long into attack. It's a very efficient movement. Comes forward, he was looking for Mackay. Comes off hands though. Forbes running through. He's made some ground here. If Forbes can pick up, it's going to be a sure goal, but he can't pick up. Good pressure by the Thomson players. Oh, Forbes picks the ball up. He snaps it. And it is going to hit the point post, so it's actually out of bounds. That was really efficient ball movement though from Grigg, and then Luke Forbes ran onto the ball, and he just got enough pressure from the Belpost Hill guys to put him into enough to push the ball out of bounds, and the boundary umpire is just catching up now as how quickly that ball movement was.
Tell you what, he's just starting to get on top, Grigg, in the centre, and once he does that, Thomson look a much better side, don't they?
Yeah, that's true.
So, ball thrown in. Oh, that one's going to have to be redone. Indeed it is. Good call from the umpire. The young girl let that one go a little bit too early.
She'd run about 3 miles to get there.
That's right. As I said, it was an extremely efficient ball movement by Thomson.
I'll tell you what, they were very lucky to get away with Thomson when the boy missed, because I tell you what, when you're down in this pocket, if you're going to kick it long and high, don't kick it into the corridor where anyone can get it. Stay out here, mate, you know.
So back with the boundary umpire now for a second go. That's a better effort as the ball comes in. Comes off hands, pack of players forms. Is that Clark? No, I'm not quite sure who had that ball, but it comes out to Douglas. Douglas, though, can't get to the ball. He's picked up by now Clark this time.
Gee, he's done well in this quarter, hasn't he?
He's really been amongst it, hasn't he? But full of players full on the ball, and the umpire will ball it up again. Just probably right on the 50-metre arc, directly in front. Thomson into the ground. No one can, both ruckmen fly, no one brings it to ground. Comes off hands there. Menzies, he goes backwards to the ball. He looks for White. He bounces off one, takes the mark, and quickly moves the ball on now. Coming forward, looking for Jackson McLeod. Possibly got a hand in the back, but the umpire says play on. Picked up there in the last line of defence by Popovsky. Ball comes out now for Belpost Hill around the wing. It's probably the boundary line going to win. No, picked up beautifully there by the Belpost Hill player. White's done beautifully, run him down, and that will be a free to White for holding the ball. He will chip the kick in now. He finds Grigg, who has a big booming kick by Grigg. He brings it down to centre-half forward position. Not really to anyone's advantage, though, for the Thomson side. Comes off hands there. Whitney will pick the ball up for Belpost Hill. Again, comes off hands. Picked up there by Urquhart. Drives the ball back up the wing. Whistle on play again, and again a free to the Thomson player in
jumped
Grigg.
into the pack without his eyes on the ball, the Belpost Hill boy.
So Grigg again, really having some influence in this third quarter. He comes forward looking for Oakley. Strong lead, strong mark from Oakley. He's he's right at the half forward flank position, right on the point of the diamond. Comes in now. Kick forward, good mark, good lead, and that is James Menzies has taken the ball in 50. He chips in short, and a it's a mark to Douglas to a better advantage. He's probably got into he'll kick from 50 as good as 50.
He's opened up the angle a lot though, Andrew.
He has indeed, hasn't he? So Douglas will kick from about 50 for Thomson for a much-needed goal. Will get them a little bit closer to about 4 goals adrift of this Belpost Hill side. In he comes now. Beautiful kick. Kicks through the ball. Fantastic kick from Douglas. And that will be his first goal.
Only as far as Forbes at halfback. And Luke Forbes has taken the mark. Not too sure where to go. It's and obviously they're playing to Grigg on this occasion, having a great quarter. And Grigg now, the booming kick to half forward. A lot of interference back there. The Belpost Hill players probably interfered with one another. As player dropped the footy. Belpost Hill comes out by hand to White, to McLeod at full forward. Comes out to Stephen McLeod, the handball, and he's at a pot shot from 25 out. They are coming back, Thomson.
Well, they're back in it now.
Stephen McLeod.
Another point you can look at, another point to look up to for Thomson. They're back in this.
So back we go again. No one. Grigg gets it as he comes down from flying for the ball. Comes off hands. Ball picked up though by Fantella for Belpost Hill. Dispossessed though, ball runs along the ground and scrubby bit of football, comes off hands there. Addy picks up the ball for Belpost Hill. He'll go out wide looking for Martineau on the centre wing position, outer side of the ground. Martineau holds the ball in true Belpost Hill style. Goes forward now, probably just slipped on the kick, but he has found Razmovsky out there now at the half forward flank position. He's going to bring it back into the centre of the ground. He finds Fantella again. Fantella, so they've switched the ball right across now, finds Symes, so Symes getting back into the contest. He kicks the ball forward looking for Tar, and Tar will take a strong mark right on the 40-metre mark. Probably a 45-degree angle, so it was a real, again, efficient ball movement and possession.
Symes had been sitting in the middle there for about 2 minutes, hadn't he, Grubby? I can see you watching him, and he's waving his arms, and they didn't see him.
I just wasn't watching him, I was watching somebody else to see if anyone was going to go and pick him up.
So Justin Tar will take the kick. He'll probably kick from 45. Give himself a little bit of space. He's good enough to kick that distance. Heavy ball though. Kick forward now. It's going to go across the face of goal. Probably won't actually even make the distance, and it will be rushed through for a minor behind to the Thomson side. Straight back in though. They bring the ball to Douglas on the outer side of the ground now. Douglas holds the ball. He's looking for an option. They've turned that over so quickly that the players couldn't keep up and give him an attacking option. So the ball comes back in for the Thomson side now, and it comes to Scott. Chris Scott, he drives the ball up to the wing and will find Oakley. I think that might be on the outer side of the ground. Again, looking for options as the Thomson players stream forward, and keep your eye on where Luke Forbes is streaming forward through to now. He's looking for McLeod, but a good mark's taken out there on the outer side of the ground. Not quite sure who that player is. Might be Chris Yeo. He kicks long now, though, looking for, there he is. Luke Forbes has strummed all the way forward and almost played in a traditional full.
He's playing two positions.
He's playing two positions. Too good though. I think Basley, no, it's not Basley. Who is that that's picked up the ball? Is that Fantella again's picked up the ball? But White intercepts for Thomson. He's going to drive the ball forward. And hello, that'd be Luke Forbes in a forward pocket who started 2 minutes ago on a half-back flank. So most acute angle, he's probably 40 metres out here, Luke Forbes, and it would be a very, very good kick from this angle. As I say, with a pretty heavy ball and a lot of running, he'd be sucking in some lungfuls of air here. Forbes comes in now. On his way, kicks it check side and probably has kicked it to check side, and it will be a minor score to the Thomson side, so they go to 6 goals 3.
Back to the half-back flank.
6 goals 3 to 10 goals 7. 67 to Grandy Cycling Sports scoreboard, 19-minute mark.
Quickly brought in for Belpost Tool to Whitney. He chips it to Tobin. They've only gained 20 metres from the goal square here. And they're back in the corridor. Tobin now looking for alternatives, goes across the face of goal and finds Popovsky. He chips it further forward, and Mark taken 2 options there. Fletcher's the one that takes the mark. Now he goes further afield, and it's Urquhart. So Belpost still just in their inimitable fashion, just possession footy. It's chipped again. This time it's McNamara. So they're working it out of that defensive 50-metre arc. Now Thomson is starting to man up a little, so this, no, they've got clear again. The lead has come out there by, that was Barton on that occasion, but good work by Johnny Mitchell.
He read it well. He chased him out. He knew it was going there, and he got to the contest and spoiled it. Well done, Johnny.
Yeah, so it's at least given Thomson the opportunity now to go back into their forward 50 as the ball will be thrown in just forward of centre wing. It's a good throw in. Bowles, good tap forward for Thomson. Unfortunately, it doesn't go to anyone in particular, and it's out of bounds once again. So we'll have a repeat performance. Boundary umpire will put it in perhaps 10 metres closer to Thomson goal, but predominantly still on the wing. This time Symes, big punch forward for Belpost Hill. Using good pace was White. In fact, it was Tom O'Neill on that occasion. Goes towards half forward. Thomson at least in the contest now are staying in front as Fantella or handball put him under real pressure as now Mitchell can't pick the footy up, but Thomson through that looked like Wallen back on the field, and comes back to Stephen McLeod, and fantastic effort. The umpire has given all clear. Stephen McLeod's kicked his second for the quarter.
So that other sides can put on them now.
Yeah, absolutely. So Symes will get the tap down this time as the ball is thrown up. Goes straight to ground. No one can really get advantage. The Thomson player in there under heap of traffic gets the ball out, but it'll be intercepted by Symes. He takes a bounce. Under pressure, kicks the ball, goes long, and it's going to go back, and Stephen McLeod will intercept for the Thomson side. He's going to chip out wide and find White. White gives the ball off there. Comes down round to Matt Warland. He kicks the ball long, looking forward, but the Thomson player can't take the mark. Comes off hands Martin. He will pick up and clean up. Warland follows up. Is brought to ground. Comes to Oakley. A lot of pressure coming from the Belpost Tool players here, and Oakley will be worried out of it, and the ball will go out of bounds right in front of the Belpost Hill club rooms.
Is that tackling pressure that Belpost Hill put on that first half, has it just dropped away a little bit?
Looks it could have, Grubby. I think it's a fair comment, actually.
22 and a half minutes gone here in this third term as the boundary umpire will bring the ball back into play. Good throw in. Players misread it though, and it's dropped straight to ground. Picked up by Martin, I think it was, and he's brought to ground. Umpire says did not dispose of it correctly. Actual fact, it might have been Tobin, and the free kick will go to Sanderson. So Sanderson for Thomson, who was prevalent the first quarter and then quiet, looks for McLeod, but a player drops in front of his lead.
Popovsky, that's been trademark Popovsky football, I reckon. In all his career, he's able to take that defensive mark.
So Popovsky comes out wide. He's looking for Barton. Barton, though, heap of players form around him. Oakley for Thomson gets the ball, and we have a similar result out of bounds right in front of the Belpost Hill club rooms. 23 minutes gone here in this third term.
So ball about to come back into play. Reasonable throw in. Player in front took the footy. If tackled, that's a free kick. Umpire didn't pay that. Now we've got Stacks on the mill. So the umpire will come in
Geez, you're pretty lenient there, aren't you? Reasonable throw. It was about my head height. And as Dick Philpott always says, that's not very high.
I was probably meaning for distance. It came in at least to take into further play. The point was the Belfast Hill player took the footy and tackle should have been a free kick.
Yeah.
The upshot was Douglas had the footy, went to that man Clark. He goes goalwards, and he's had a great quarter, Jacob Clark. Unfortunately, that one was offline, but it is another score: 8-4-52 Thomson, 10-7-67 Belfast Hill. The Grandy Cyclone Sports third quarter scoreboard.
He has had a great quarter, but instead of just kicking it off one step, if he can kick it that far, go back a few steps and have a set shot.
That's true, as Martin accepted the kick in for Belfast Hill. Now forced to kick longer. That's a great mark out there. Looks like Whitney, I think. It's deep in the half-back flank. In fact, it's Popovsky. He kicks long towards the centre of the ground. Oh, great lead into there from Timmy Barton. Takes the marks, wheels around, goes towards half forward. Addy's in great position. How did he get on his own? As Addy now, he's got Tara's broken to space in the full forward area. And just their ability, Grubby, when they have the footy to find space is incredible.
It is incredible, and I think the reason for, or not the reason for that, but when a side wins a couple of flags, people try and copy them. This is a style you can't copy if you're not good enough to copy them. That's why people don't, because their foot skills are so good.
So Justin Tarr, he's probably had 3 or 4 opportunities in the game from a little bit further out than this. The man on the mark's 35 metres out. I would have thought maybe he might get the distance this time. But Tarr, it's a much better approach, and that's a much better kick, and the result is much better for the Belfast Hill side. And I guess you could...
Yes, and when that pressure dropped away, Thomson can play their own game.
So the ball's gone up. Bowles got the best of that, and the ball comes to ground. A number of players go around the ball. Urquhart tries to muscle the ball out, as does Lewis, but a pack of players form. Probably a little bit of a high one in there, but under the premise of today, that wasn't high because I
thought I saw a head under that arm.
Yeah, I think there might have been. I think there might have been. In actual fact, it was Tober, not Lewis. They're very similar in stature these days. Ball comes up. Thompson, third man up, will get the...
well, that was high.
Yeah, I agree.
Comes off hands now. O'Neill's going to pick this ball up. He's looking for options. He goes now to goes forward, but a bad kick. But he's going to follow up his own work. Ball picked up now by Tobin. He gets Shepherd's round one and goes forward. Running back into the fly to play, quite a good mark, courageous mark is Baseley. Baseley now, half forward flank, looking for options. Tar gives him a strong lead, but it's going to be a 2-on-1, and good work from the defender in Voss to put the ball out of bounds. Deep in the pocket, Belpost Hill end of the ground, attacking end of the ground. Where are we, into 27?
Terrific job. He hasn't helped. Tar probably should have kicked a couple, but he's done a great job, Voss. Good on him.
Ball back in now, umpire brings it back in. Douglas gets the ball in heavy traffic. Comes off hands to Bowles. Bowles can't get the ball out. Tackled by 3, brought to ground, and the umpire will throw the ball up. In the pocket, right on the 50-metre arc. Crowd of players around the ball. It's almost like watching Oz kick at times. There's that many players around the ball. Tar off the ground, can't pick it up. O'Neill now though picks it up. He goes across the face of goal out wide looking for Mitchell. Mitchell can get to the ball. Pauses. Running hard up to the flank is Atkinson. But Mitchell will chip in short and find Stephen McLeod. He then goes forward and he finds Tom Mackay. Mackay at the half-back flank now. Goes long up the wing, look, driving kick. Ball comes off hands. Clark couldn't bring the ball to ground. But a pack of players full on the ball, and the umpire says, give it to me. He had no prior opportunity.
See, that's the difference. They had blokes running everywhere, and they didn't have anyone running to a space then, so he was forced to kick into a contest, which Belpost Hill don't do.
So, ball goes up. It comes off hands now. Who was in the bottom of that? That looked like, who was that? Matt Warland. It was in under the bottom of that pack. Ball comes forward. Clark again punches from behind. Got to get in front if you want to take those balls, but he's had a good quarter, done the same. Barton for Belpost Hill on centre wing picks the ball up. Can't get control of it though, and it will go out of bounds on the outer side of the ground.
Teams don't watch, do they? It's like the worst person in the world to just allow to come through the interchange bench. Holes for it. He's been on his own for 2 minutes. Yeah. Now they've suddenly realised he's there.
Yeah, if the ball had to come out then, it was all over Red Road. About that.
Absolutely.
That's up to the coaching staff to pick that up. If we can see it from here, so can they, surely.
You'd think so, surely.
So it's a 20-point lead on the Durandi Cycling Sports scoreboard in the shadows of this third quarter. 29 and a half minutes gone. Mitchell had the ball, brought to ground, and the umpire again will ball the ball up. And if it wasn't a record, Grubby, I'm calling it a record. There's been 1,000 stoppages in this game. Comes off hands. Once again now, picked up by the Bellpost Hill player. He works the ball around. Thomson, they lead in the race to the ball. Ball picked up there. I think that might have been by Lewis. Comes in looking for Holzfein. Holzfein can't get the ball, but the contest. Oh, sliding in hard and probably drawing a good... Probably should have drawn a free kick because the player fell on his back. Oh, gracious me, was Baseley. And Baseley's been pinged for making the contest. Ball comes up. I think that might be Atkinson that has the ball there for... Aaron Atkinson has the ball there for the Thomson side. He's looking for options. He comes out to Menzies and it's a contest. Shouldn't have been a contest. Comes up now. Does his work though, Menzies. Kicks with his non-preferred. Comes out. Holzfein picks the ball up. He turns around. Little check side kick. Beautiful little check side kick. Comes around there now to Martineau. Martineau goes in forward and finds a leading Justin Tarr. Brilliantly done by David Holzfein. Well done by Nick Martineau, and Justin Tarr will line up for another.
You have a look at Holzfein there. What really intrigues me about him, he picks the ball up with blokes on his hammer, and when you think, well, you've got to all of a sudden he's gone. Yeah. That first 3 steps, I don't think there's anyone as quick as him in the comp.
And he also seems to know where he's got to kick it to.
Well, then he did the check side, but we're already aware of that.
Yeah,
we know how good he is at that.
His vision is such that he knows the players are there.
But that first 3 steps, no one's as quick as that.
Justin Tarr comes in, kicks through the ball. Is it going to hold its line? Yes, it is. That's a really strong kick from 50 metres out. So Justin Tarr kicks...
Negated all the gains that
nearly
Thomson have made. And
nearly.
There it is. It is 3/4 time. The siren has sounded here at Myers Reserve. And at 3/4 time, Bellpost Hill, 12 goals, 7-79. Lead Thomson 8-4-52. Goal kickers for Bellpost. The siren has sounded. Here's Andrew Downey.
Umpire comes in, ball goes up. Very important first knockout, and Symes will take that one. Comes to Lewis. He gets a little chip handball out. Comes off hands there. Comes back there to Trevor Fletcher, who was probably been a little bit quieter than what he was in the earlier part of the ground when he was actually outstanding. Comes off hands. Comes back to Symes. He then delivers a long handball out wide. Looking there for Popovsky. Popovsky, big tackle. Players are brought to ground, and an umpire will ball it up. And Dean Oakley was the one that came out of the bottom of that pack. So he's been trying hard in this second half of footy. Comes down, Grigg brings the ball to ground. That man Oakley, again first to the ball, gets over the top of it. Players fall on the ball, no opportunity anywhere here. Another stoppage and it'll be another ball up back in the centre of the ground.
It's a little cooler than when the game started, Grubby, as well.
Yeah, the sun's gone and it's going to get pretty cold here before too long.
Off hands, ball comes out there to Addy. Addy gets the ball away for Bellpost Hill, kicks forward, intercepted though. Oh, hands in the back, and that one was picked up. And a free kick will go there to Chris Yeo.
The bloke driving past on the ring road saw that one.
So yeah, Chris Yeo has the ball. Centre half back position for Thomson. He's going to come over to a lead from Atkinson. Atkinson honours that lead. Jackson McLeod, who's drifted up the ground, he tries to get involved into that contest. Comes off hands. Bo McNamara gets the ball, brings down looking for Tarr. Tarr's got 2 players on him. He took the ball back in. It probably should be paid against him, but it's not going to be.
When they talk of prior opportunity, you don't have to take that many steps, and I just thought he had time to get the handball out when he first got the ball. Holding the ball, umpire.
Comes off hands, comes over the back. Martin for Bellpost Hill's going to get the ball. He gets a nasty handball up there. Could have called the ambulance on that
Hospital.
one. Picked up by Lewis. He gives it to Baseley. He's heavily tackled. Ball comes to ground. Thomson are a little bit harder at the tackling at this point in time. Ball comes in there. Sanderson's trying to get it. Mitchell, 2 tackles again, bringing the Thomson player to the ground. Thomson players appealing for holding the ball.
That was better, Gro. Like Holzfein had the footy and ducked his head into the tackle.
Yeah, good umpire. Good umpire in that time, yeah. Great.
Comes off hands. McLeod gets a second tap, but the Bellpost Hill player intercepts and kicks the ball forward. Looking there for Barton. Oakley, though, picks the ball up. Ball comes off hands now, picked up by Stephen McLeod. He gets the ball back around. He's looking there for Tom Mackay. He's good enough too to get around his opponent. Kicks the ball forward, looking for an option. Comes off hands, Sanderson. Small player down there is the one out forward. And ball has been kicked off the ground. Umpire says throw it in. I know, isn't it, when it's all said and done?
Yep. You want to be careful this boundary umpire. He's got to come in that fast. He's so close to the players.
And so the throw-in will go back. Leading in the race for the ball is Holzfeind. He picks up, but he can't get the ball. Picked up by Jackson McLeod. He's under a heap of pressure and he will be taken over the boundary line and out of bounds. And Eric's got some scores.
So North Geelong 26 goals 13, Corio 4-3, East Geelong 10 goals 6, 9-13 for Belmont Lions, Bannockburn 12-10, lead Geelong West 5-4, Werribee Central's 10-7, Inverleigh 10-6 and Winchelsea 2-8. Anarchy 20.
Oh, great mark.
Strong mark. So the ball's come back into play here and went back out of bounds, but then a really, really strong mark to Caleb Baseley. Tough footballer in the contest of this of the competition. Comes off hands to Trevor Fletcher. Fletcher, he'll bring the ball forward and he will find Popovsky. David Popovsky. Martin drifts up the ground and he will take the mark. A truce in a half-forward position, moving the ball efficiently here. Bell post 2, looking for Tar. He can't get two hands to that one. The umpire's called the free kick.
There's the advantage.
He's not going to pay the advantage, even though Whitney ran off the ball.
I think he'd already stopped play.
Stopped play, called time off, yes, he had indeed. And so the ball will come back to Tar.
I've done it again.
Oh, no.
Trouble.
What's happened this time?
Done it again.
East Geelong, 9-13. Belmont, 10-6.
It's the other way around.
Ooh.
Oh.
Belmont Lions.
Tar comes in. Straight over the ball. Umpire does not move, and Justin Tar will kick his third goal.
Into a bit of form today.
He is. He gets to a lot of contests. He doesn't probably make the most of all of them.
So in the middle, Symes this time gets the tap down, but at ground level, Oakley, who's done well. Oh, he fed...
fair enough. That's good play.
McLeod it was into real trouble. Addy gets the footy, doesn't bother kicking it. Handballs at 35 metres. Terrific little give to Baseley. And Baseley now goes to Page. Great lead. Yes, he's paid the mark. If it wasn't a mark, he'd probably got his arms chopped anyway, I would have thought. But the benefit of a strong lead, very quick, and he and Tar both playing out of the goal square. Tar's bigger and stronger. Page much smaller but very agile, and the opportunity's already got 3. So the opportunity here to kick goal number 4. Well within range, I would think. He's gone back a long, long way. The man on the mark's about 35 metres from the goal. As Joel Page moves in, head over the football. It's a terrific looking kick, and I think that's good enough as goal umpire moves back to the middle.
So ball goes up. Grigg, though, will get the knockdown. Comes off hands, picked up there by Anthony Baird, that was, and he will kick the ball forward and finds his Bell Post Hill teammate in McNamara. I think it might have been, no, it was Whitney. Whitney gets the ball and he kicks it off quickly, and just trademark stuff to Joel Page, and he's going to line up for his 5th. A very acute angle. He's popped into the bar for a drink. He is that far back from his run-up. He's only going to kick from probably 20 metres out, but he would be starting from 60.
It's easy to see, Grubby, how the country selectors would look at this fella.
Oh, yeah, my word. As I said, the bloke who beat him into that 25 must have been a damn good player.
Yeah. So Page comes in now. Kicks straight through the ball, and that is a handful. That is a bag of 5 to Joel Page. And Bell Post Hill
now, because it looks bad in the eyes of the East Geelong, the Bannockburn, the Anarchy, the other sides who are just below them on the ladder.
Fair enough. Fair enough too.
So in the middle, a free kick paid at the ball up. It goes to Thomson. Mackay goes towards half forward. Gee, the Bell Post Hill players have rallied back there. Douglas by hand to Grigg. Grigg smothered off the boot, and now Bell Post Hill at ground level. They've got it clear. Baseley, spare out on the wing on his own, has taken the mark. decides to kick it to Holzfein. How does Holzfein continually find space on his own on the football ground? He's done it again. He's just forward of the centre. He's found Lewis, and how many times have we called that over years? Holzfein to Lewis, and Lewis to Holzfein for Belpost-Hill, and Lewis now just forward of centre wing decides to go toward the boundary, and a contest back there, one-on-one, and Thomson have come out. The ball goes to McLeod. Now it's kicked towards centre wing, and haven't called him this quarter. Jacob Clark has taken the mark just backward off centre wing. So Clark now, the reality is he's got absolutely nothing forward of centre to kick to, so the Thomson players are really run out of puff. I think numbers have got back there certainly for Belpost-Hill, and at ground level Urquhart wins the contest, runs away, kicks it to player loose on his own. In the middle is Martineau. He goes out wide again to the lead there from well, almost a free kick you would have thought over the shoulder, but it's finally Thomson who win the footy at half-back, go to the middle of the ground. Urquhart won the contest, but can't get clear with the footy. Now, what will the umpire do here?
Call it up.
First quarter, I reckon that might have been a free kick.
Yeah.
But this time in the last quarter, it's not. It's at centre-half forward on the forward 50 arc for Thomson. 11 minutes gone in the quarter, and now Thomson need to get some players forward. Huge tap in the ruck there for the Belpost-Hill side. It came to Grigg doing the roving now. Goes towards the full forward position. There's a player thrown to the ground. Didn't have the footy.
He got it. He's picked him.
And it was Dean Oakley. What? No, it's not Dean Oakley. It's O'Neill, I think, that's been thrown to the ground without the footy in his possession. So Sean O'Neill. Well, I think this fellow is a pretty reasonable kick from what I've seen of him in recent games, but the man on the mark's at 45, so with limited footing, it will take a good kick here. Kicks it from 50, has kicked it very, very nicely. So Sean O'Neill, I wouldn't think he'd kick a lot of goals.
As soon as you drop that pressure off 1%, they're like a panther, like the real panther. They just rip your throat out, don't they?
Up high flied Symes, and it comes down to Lewis. He gets the ball away, kicks out, but Stephen McLeod leads in the race for the ball. He's not moving particularly well after a heavy knock in that first quarter. He's tackled there by basically it might have been who took him to ground, and the umpire will say we will ball that up.
And he can hold his head up high. He's come back strapped and played a pretty good game, Stephen McLeod.
He hasn't given up, has he?
No.
And tough man. And I think the umpire took exception to how the ball was given back to him, and he has given.
I think he asked, "What about me back?"
As it had a free kick to Fletcher, and Fletcher will bring the ball into Symes, almost at the true centre half forward position. Symes. So who is giving him a lead? Is it Tar? No, coming over the back is O'Neill. That might have been, I think, coming out to the far side of the ground for Thomson. Picked up there though by, I'm not sure who picked up who the cook that was. Was O'Donoghue, was it? Not sure who that was, 24. Fantella, it was Fantella. Thank you, outside the box. Picked that up. Comes off hands and off into defence for Thomson. Brings the ball out wide to McLeod. McLeod's got a paddock. McLeod Jackson, that is. He goes a long lead now looking for Clark. He goes underneath the ball. Probably misread it. McNamara picks the ball up and cleans it up. Back towards McLeod. McLeod now, he overruns the ball. Comes off hands to McLeod Stephen. Ball comes around, picked up there by... who was that one? That was Washington's picked the ball up. He gets the ball now, kicks forward by Lewis. Lewis, a lot of mistakes being made here, little basic mistakes being made probably by both sides really, but Thomson more so. Ball picked up in defence now, kicked by the Thomson player, and he will find Jacob Clark, who's come deep up from his half-forward line position. He's on the half-back right on the wing in front of the Belpost-Hill scoreboard.
So ball now kicked towards centre wing. Addy in perfect position, uncontested mark. Now goes to the middle of the ground. Players loose out there. Once they get possession, Belpost-Hill, they run to position, and it is Fantella again. Now he's got players running from Popovsky's run all the way from full back. Takes the mark on centre wing. Now they're streaming forward again, Belpost-Hill, as they just seem to be able to find space when there isn't any space. And Martineau now has the footy. Will kick it long towards the forward pocket. The lead has come forward there like Page, but no mark taken. Now it's a contest, Stacks on the mill, and the umpire will put a whistle on play, and put the ball in the air 30 metres from the Belpost Hill goal once again. A few players quite tired, Grubby, taking a while to...
yeah, they take a while to get up, aren't they?
In the last quarter. Bowles doing the ruck work there, can't control the footy. There was a kick off the ground. Tobin, was it? Has kicked a behind. It is another behind to Belpost Hill. 15-8-98. They lead Thomson 9-4-58. Smith's Holden Blood Suzuki final quarter scoreboard. 15 and a half minutes gone. And that was a
like
pretty,
head clash there.
pretty solid contest there. Just on the halfback flank for Thomson. Don't know who's...
Clark was one.
So the mark, free kick, whatever you like, it's gone to McNamara of Belpost Hill. Had my head down, didn't see what prompted that, but the ball goes to the full forward position. Forbes, Luke, and that's probably a good control kick, but he just found the safety of the boundary about a half a metre inside and has drifted over for a throw-in. 16 and a half minutes gone, final quarter. 15-8, Belpost Hill, 9-4, Thomson.
Ball comes back into play now. Symes flies high, can't go get the kick. Bowles does the work and picks up the ball, comes back, but Addy once again drops into that slot. He might have been just about tagging McLeod all day, and he's with McLeod playing in 4 positions, he's sort of had a bit of a free hand. But that man takes the mark in the last line of defence for the Thomson side. He will bring it out wide. Holsfine.
He finds himself on his own even when Thomson had got the footy.
Holsfine takes the ball. He drives it back into attack for the Belpost Hill side. Tobin there. He grabs into the ball, dives on it, doesn't let it be released, and there'll be another stoppage, I would suspect, here. And the umpire says, give it to me. And I will ball it up. And once again, protesting players are coming up. He's been paying it all day.
He knows he's supposed to have the kick.
A little bit of abuse has gone on, and Atkinson comes up with the ball. He gets a free kick. He'll go out wide now looking for O'Neill.
What was that for?
I think it was a little bit of abuse to the umpire, and he's decided I'll punt a free kick out of that. That was the way it seemed to appear to me. It came out wide on the wing to Sean O'Neill. O'Neill, he drives the ball forward for Forbes. Forbes making space. He's run a long way there. He kicks the ball in forward. He's looking for Clark. Can't take the ball. Comes off hands. Belpost Hill will clear in the form of Addy. He brings it back out looking for Baseley. Strong mark. Out bolsters his opponent. Baseley now holds the ball. Half-back flank. Little chip kick and comes out wide to Joel Page, who's come away from the forward line position. He's on a half-back flank right in front of the box. He's going to go back to Baseley, so they're really running the clock down here now. Just playing that traditional Belpost Hill possession football.
So ball now kick towards centre wing and comfortably taking the mark, David Popovsky. Popovsky has Page, who's just run into the space a little bit forward, and gee, they do this well. Has Joel Page now looking for another player to run into space. It's Tar at full forward. No, it doesn't get anywhere near that far. Didn't kick it, didn't hit it too well off the boot. And now a fierce contest, half forward flank for Belpost. Still Stacks on the mill again. And just as the ball does come out, the umpire blows the whistle. And the ball will be put in there. Number of players around the footy. It's finally comes out. Page runs onto the footy, turns onto the left foot, does get foot to the ball, lands in the forward pocket for Belpost Hill, off hands over the boundary line for another throw in. 19 minutes gone. Players getting a bit tired, grubby by the look of things.
Well, they are. The way they play the game, Belpost, the way they hold the ball, do you think you can attribute that to the Gergich's league experience?
I think that's got to be part of it, yeah, no doubt about that. So it's from the throw-in, across the face of goal, Luke Forbes eludes a tackle, now decides to come back towards the change room side. Great mark in front. Coming from behind was Douglas, wasn't able to spoil, and well, the kick under pressure wasn't so good from Lewis, and allows Thomson now to clear out of the danger area. Back to Douglas, has taken the mark just backward of centre wing. Unfortunately, he's got absolutely nothing to kick to forward as goes looking for O'Neill, edges his opponent under the footy, finally gets a kick one-on-one. White is the only Thomson player within Cooey. Mackay arrives to help him out. Now the ball comes by hand for Belpost Hill, back to centre wing, and it's Popesky David once again. Chips it over the top. Addy, who's had a terrific last quarter, as, well, he's probably defended pretty late in the contest by Menzies. And Addy now in front of our broadcast position. Just chips it further forward to McNamara. McNamara's taken the mark. He's got, well, they're running loose everywhere, Belpo still at the moment. Is Fletcher, who had a great first quarter, faded a bit after that. And
I think he was the one that got that head clash.
Oh, was it? Okay.
No, it was Whitney. Where Whitney's just gone into the room.
And even Lewis, they all look the same, these blokes.
Yeah.
So Tar, he kicks it backwards and finds David Popescu. Popescu again, now decides to go long. Looking for brother Nick. Unfortunately, it doesn't reach him, and the Thomson defence now. They've got a lot of players back there now. There's a whistle on play as the kick goes for Thomson. Across the face of goal. Taken there by, I'm not too sure who that was. It goes towards Luke Forbes on his own centre wing. He's really got trouble there trying to find someone to kick it to him. Brad Martin takes a great one-handed mark. Back into the corridor to Fletcher. In control. 21 minutes gone, final quarter. 9-4 Thomson. Trail Belpo still 15-8.
So Belpo still in complete control now as we go into the closing part of this quarter. So Urquhart, he will bring the ball up the wing and he will find Martin. I think that is out there on the far side of the ground. Looking for options. Razmowski gives him a lead, which he ignores. He drives up the wing. Big pack of players form there. Comes off hands. Over the back was Popovsky. He can't get the ball. Comes off hands to Thomson. Comes round from Oakley. Ball comes off hands. I think it's O'Neill there. He's going to have a bounce. He's got nowhere to go to. Whistle on play.
Called him for travelling.
God, he touched it on the ground. That is unbelievable.
And if that wasn't a 50 in terms of giving the ball back.
Well, the thing is, he should have been 50. You don't like him to see pay that free kick, but then he should have given 50 all along the ground.
He should have, and it's come to Fletcher. Fletcher for Belpo still. He's had a solid game all the same. He kicks long now. Long kick looking for Tar, who presents himself on the lead. Big pack of players form, though. Roved there by Razmowski. He kicks around the corner. Oh, taken high possibly was and paid. I think there is Cameron Addy. Indeed it is. So slid into the contest, probably got one a little bit high. Wasn't anything deliberate, just in the context of the play, but it was high. Cameron Addy will have probably...
And that umpire had no feel whatsoever for the game, because advantage should have been paid and it should have been a point.
Yeah.
Because there was no break in play whatsoever. All the umpire was concerned about was himself.
Yeah.
And the ball was already through before he got to the scene.
Although he might know that Cats have a go at one.
Well, you're right, Eric, because once you take that advantage, it's not umpire's call anymore.
You're right.
The players
Exactly.
take it, that's it. If they kick a point, bad luck.
So Cameron Addy comes in. He will probably kick from about 15 metres out. Should be in, no doubt. But it is a defender. But he's a good defender, is he? He goes across the face, no, back to the middle, and that will be a goal. So Cameron Addy will kick that goal, and they will go to 17-7, 109. Okay, ball back in the middle. Up it goes. Bowles versus Symes, and Symes has reaffirmed himself in this last quarter as the Thomson players have probably tired. Comes off hands. Baseley, he'll get the kick out. Comes over the road to Popovsky. Yeah. Comes off 1 and 2. He dives on the ball. Two Thomson players dive on top of him, and the umpire says this will be the 173,000th ball up of this game.
Are you counting there?
I am.
What on? Eric's abacus.
Up the ball goes. Tobin dives on the ball.
That one should be a free kick. Hole's fine clearly from here, pulled it in,
dragged it back
in, and
Tobin, in fact, it was.
Sorry, yeah, it was.
Up she goes again. Barton is the one who'll get what was close to a tap down. Comes off hands. Razmowski picks the ball up. Lewis in traffic. Comes out now to Baseley. Tobin there. Oh, taken high, but fair in the contest. Comes up to the Thomson player. Comes to Mitchell. Siren will sound, and that is the end of the game. Belpost Hill 16-7, 103 have defeated Thomson 8-4, 52. Goal.